Hey everyone, happy day after Christmas, or whenever you're watching this. Uh, this is a video I wanted to make for quite a while, but I didn't have time, and also I needed to find two very specific figures still in their boxes for a certain reason. Um, this is kind of a weird episode because it's not about, like, a figure itself, but an accessory. So, a little bit of history. Mighty Morphin was a hugely popular series, and the first wave of figures was crazy popular, sold out immediately. And there were tons of them. They made tons and tons of toys, so I'm going to open up this Goldar here. Oh, and there's a Kmart sticker at the top there. That brings back lots of nostalgic memories. Let's see, let's slide him out of the box here. And there he is. I love this. The back is like, oh, that's nice. It's a promo shot of, well, Bandora, but it's Rita over here. So that's really cool. I love how even the bottom is part of the picture. That's pretty, I might hang that on my wall. But anyway, yeah. Let's get Goldar out of the box here. Let's see. Twist ties and rubber bands and stuff holding them in. Oh, even the little thingies that hold him on the back are part of this picture. That's so weird. Oh, that's another weird Bandai thing. Yeah, there's like little cardboard whatchamacallits holding the twist ties in. I guess so they won't dig through the cardboard and the figure will get loose in the box or something? Huh. You know, I've never seen this, like, them be considerate like this for anything else. I've been getting some Marvel Legends and Masters of the Universe Origins stuff, and yeah, they don't go to the trouble of putting, like, little protectors on the things. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, they're stuck. Okay, got that one. And get the feet ones. Yeah, there we go. Oh, so now we can see that Rita in full glory. Man, that is really cool. I didn't expect this. I'm glad I decided to do this live. Anyway, so yeah, here's Vinyl Goldar. The very first Goldar figure, I believe, that was released in the US. Oh, interestingly, he has his wings, which were only in the first episode. Mainly they were in the pilot, which is where a lot of the inspiration for the very early toys came from. Oh, and the face. That is quite a face for Goldar. Actually, it looks a lot like his face from, like, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. He has, like, a way darker blue. Like, it's kind of a, I don't know, like, the proper term for the shade of it. Oh, and also the glowing red eyes in the show. He had a bit duller eyes. The blue was a little duller, too. The gold is beautiful on this. The gold looks really, really nice. Oh, and the red parts of his body, they pop really, really nice. It's painted all the way around, that little thing that holds his tail, or whatever that's supposed to be. What is it a tail? I don't know. Why did they include a tail on him anyway? Well, that's like a weird Toei thing. So anyway, yeah, really nice Goldar. Not too much articulation. He's a vinyl figure. His legs have one swivel up there at the top of the thigh. Arms swivel up and down, and that's it. The wings don't move, head doesn't move. There's no additional swivels. Oh, the waist swivels around, so you can have him backwards. But yeah, that's Goldar, and, kind of an interesting thing. Something seems missing with him, doesn't it? Well, apparently Bandai thought so too, because in the, let's see, I believe this was the second wave of figures, or towards the end of the first wave. Oh yeah, and this is something weird. On the side of these, they have little bio cards. So this one says 8 for Goldar, and there's a putty. That one says 20. So yeah, that's probably, yeah, like from a second series of figures or something. So anyway, yeah, there's a putty, and you notice in the back there, Goldar's sword. So Yeah. Bandai actually went back and fixed something, kind of similar to what Hasbro's done recently with the Lightning Collection. A while ago, a figure of Rocky, specifically Zeo Rocky, came out missing some specific weapons. While later, with the release of the Cogs, other characters from Zeo, or individually a Cog, came with Rocky's weapons. So that's pretty interesting. That yeah, it's always nice when they actually do fix something. So let's open up the putty here. Oh, and it's the same thing. Here's the big fold-out picture of Rita there. And on the back, it's those same, like, they have little bits of the picture. So I'm wondering, like, did they print out, like, a big square image of Bandora, cut out the sides, and then the sides were then cut up into these little thingies to hold in the twist ties? Huh. Okay. Another weird I wasn't expecting that to be part of these. I've never seen someone unbox, like, these old Big Mighty Morphin vinyl figures. Let's... Okay. Yep, that's all of them. Yeah. Pop putty out of there. Let's take a look at the putty. It's got one arm raised up in kind of an awkward way, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Like, I think the idea was to have it in an action pose, not just standing there, because they're putties, and especially early on, they all had these, like, really creative movements, and I love the way the putties would move. They had great body language. So yeah, let's take a look at this guy. Let's see. Shoulder swivels, waist swivel, leg swivel. The waist swivel doesn't really work that well. Like, it's hindered because of the shape. He's not, like, round, so it doesn't... Like, Goldar's waist moves pretty easy because he's, yeah, circular all around, but he's more of an oval around, so it doesn't really move too well. But anyway, really nice detail on this guy. I love the paint job. They got this, like, kind of cool blue, silvery look to him. That's really neat, really accurate to the golems from Sentai. And the facial detail is really nice, too. But anyway, talking about the main reason was, yeah, Goldar's sword came with the putty, which was released a while later. And the weird thing is they actually sculpted the putty's hand to hold the sword. The putties, if you're familiar with the show, they didn't often use weapons. That wasn't a thing over here or in Japan. The putties almost never used weapons. Now, there were a few putties who had, like, unique designs. Like, there was one who had a blade for a hand. There was another one with, like, a ball for a hand that they could use as weapons. There was a really dark, kind of armored putty. He showed up once in a while in the early episodes. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah, there was an episode where the putties did get, like, their own weapons. I can't remember too well. Later on, Bandai in, like, the smaller action figure line, they had a putty, and he came with an axe and a club, and I think the axe might have actually been something they used at some point, but I don't think the club was, or maybe it was, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, if you look closely at the putty's hand, it's all smooth on the inside. It was carved out specifically to hold Goldar's sword. Okay. Meanwhile, Goldar, since he didn't have his sword, his hands aren't really sculpted to hold it. So, yeah. I'm wondering why they shaped the sword, the handle of the sword, the way they did. Now, what they could have done for it to still work with Goldar is they could have put a little handle around it. I've seen figures, in fact, I just got some He-Man Origins figures, and they had weapons with, like, there's the handle, like the normal handle you would see as if it was a weapon in real life, and then there was, like, a little plastic ring around one side of it so that it fits in their hand, and then the ring goes over their fingers to keep it secure in their hand. Something like that is probably what they needed to do for it to actually fit on, for Goldar, because his hands are both open. They're not sculpted to hold anything. Oops. Let's see. Whoops. The putty, let's see, this hand is just open, doesn't hold the weapon at all. This one, though, since it's specifically carved out, it does actually hold the weapon very securely. It's not going to fall out of there. You could drop this guy, and it's not going to drop out of it. It's not going to fall out of his hand. So anyway, I'm wondering, why did they design the putty to be able to hold the sword? Well, obviously it comes with the putty, so I'm guessing the idea was, I don't know, if a kid didn't have the Goldar or wasn't aware of the show, then they'd think that, oh yeah, the sword goes with this monster. This makes sense. Oh, and also the sword isn't gold colored. It's like just white. And the odd thing about it is the white color it is, it kind of reminds me of, oh boy, that's really bright. I need to lift that a little bit so you can make out the detail on the sword a little better. Yeah, it's really accurate to Goldar in the show. It's a really nice looking sword, well sculpted. They even got like the bands on the handle there. That's really nice. The little serrated edge there. All the little intricate details, really cool. It's really cool looking at these old vinyl figures, and even new vinyl figures, especially like the monsters or more detailed characters, because like just the sculpting detail is so beautiful, and it's so cool that you can just have one of these to hold in your hand. Anyway, yeah. I don't know, maybe the sculpting, they didn't want to add a little ring because they were too proud of how it looked or something. Anyway, the color of the plastic and the material it kind of reminds me of like what they would do for prototype figures. Like if you see, like if you're following new figures coming out and they'll put out like leaked images of like prototypes, they're usually like this kind of color, kind of gray-white plastic, and they're not painted. Sculpted a lot better than like prototype figures look though, so whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how he's supposed to hold this. Oh yeah. Where'd the putty go? Oh, there he is. Yeah, there's the story of yeah, Bandai's Goldar with no weapons, and them deciding retroactively, oh hey, we should probably, or is retroactively the right word? Whatever. Them deciding later that, oh hey, you know what we should have done is make Goldar's sword, and for whatever reason, not put it out with Goldar, but put it out with a putty. Like, I guess they could have re-released Goldar, like they could have had a version without wings or something, and that one could have been sculpted to hold the sword, but as far as I know, there's only this one vinyl Goldar, and no vinyl Goldar I've ever seen has been able to hold on to his sword. I have seen some people who, they like used glue, they stuck glue to his hand and put the sword in there. Okay. Yeah. Weird Goldar's sword that only fits in the hand of a putty. That's it for this one. See ya.